This comes after Parliament rejected the National Treasury's attempts to repeal the interest rate caps, leaving the government exposed in its renewed negotiations with the IMF for a facility that is designed to cushion the economy against external shocks and raise its credibility in the eyes of international lenders. The East African has learnt that the National Treasury has made a renewed commitment to free credit to the private sector, now with rate caps in place, and to reduce the fiscal deficit to as low as 5% in the next fiscal year 2019-2020, from 7.2% in the last fiscal year 2017-2018, as part of the new conditions to return to the IMF program, which expired in September 2018. The East African has further learned that the government's progress in promoting financial inclusion also helped it win back the confidence of the IMF to restore the country to the latter's two-year precautionary facility program. A government official privy to the negotiations told the East African that the agreement, which was signed last week between the central bank and top 5 banks to start lending to small and medium-sized enterprises, was in compliance with the IMF's new conditions. The 5 commercial banks, KCB, NIC Group, Commercial Bank of Africa, Diamond Trust Bank and Cooperative Bank, and the Central Bank, last week launched the pilot phase of a mobile loan product targeting MSMEs. The 5 banks have set aside close to KSH 1 trillion billion to lend to the MSMEs. Related slideshow, 50 cheapest countries to live in, provided by GoBank and Grates. Under this program, MSMEs will receive unsecured loans ranging from KSH 30,000 up to KSH 250,500, with repayment profiles of 1 to 12 months, at an interest of 9% per annum compared with the current controlled rate of 13%, considering that the central bank rate is now fixed at 9%. Small and mid-size enterprises are the lifeblood of any economy, but many have struggled to secure the necessary financing to continue operations in the current economic climate, said CBK Governor Patrick Njoroge. IMF has always been against the rate caps because banks have not been lending to the MSMEs and have always concentrated on lending to the government and other corporates when they consider less risky, the source said. We have now talked to the banks to start lending to the MSMEs, and with banks agreeing to lend to the private sector, IMF has problems with the rate caps, added the source. According to the source, the government's significant progress in attracting the majority of its adult population into the formal financial system also played a big part in softening the hardline stance of the IMF. Barely 2 weeks ago, Kenya's National Treasury Cabinet Secretary Henry Rotich told Reuters in London that Kenya expects to finalize a deal with the IMF on a new standby credit facility in 2 months, and that the fund was not insisting on the removal of interest rate caps as a precondition for a new deal. We are looking at a similar arrangement to what we had before. We have everything on the table, and I would estimate that it won't take us more than 2 months, he said.